What up? This is Robert Horry.
Horry, three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
So what's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
I know what's going on, Big Shot Bob. It's the Christmas episode. It is. Why are you Stevie wondering out of nowhere? What is that?
No, because I'm just thinking about, the episode of SNL when it was Christmas and Eddie Murphy was doing the one with Mr. Rogers.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just watched it. I just watched the Eddie Murphy thing on Netflix, and so I just started going back to watching all his old SNL stuff, man. Hot Tub and all that kind of stuff. So,
Dude, Eddie Murphy on SNL was a moment. He was Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. I mean, he had some classic stuff. Yeah. I miss that Eddie Murphy though.
I do too.
We haven't had that Eddie Murphy in a while. Yeah, he's been doing a lot of like family movies and stuff. And I think once he did Shrek, it was like there's no going back to the old Eddie Murphy,
But on the special, he said he was thinking about doing one more stand up. I'm like, come on, one more stand up.
If it's good, I'm down.
Yes,
I'm down. I had Eddie Murphy Delirious on cassette. And it was labeled something. I don't remember what it was labeled, but it was like a mixtape or something, so my parents wouldn't see it and take it from me because I was way too young to have it. But I had Eddie Murphy's Delirious on cassette, and I mean, I wore that out. I wore that out. So.
I think, you always talk about someone you would love to sit down and have dinner with. And I always forget about this dude. I think about he kind of was the guy. That's all I watched when I was growing up was Beverly Hills Cop and Trading Places. That's because in Alabama you didn't have that much TV, so
you had limited options.
Yeah, it was three. It was three I had on that, and those two in Purple Rain. I watched those three constantly.
Rain. Oh my God, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Trading Places are the best, man. Early Eddie Murphy, honestly too. 48 Hours.
Yeah,
him and Nick Nolte.
Oh yes,
underrated. Mm-hmm. Underrated. Roxanne. When he's in the jail cell.
Yeah. Hey, I think about this. Trading Places is technically a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie.
Yes.
It is 100% it's a Christmas movie because Christmas is integral to the plot.
Yes, exactly.
That's my argument for Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
I was just about to say Die Hard. A lot of people argue about Die Hard.
We're not going to have the argument. I'm going to put it to bed immediately.
Yeah.
Die Hard is 100% a Christmas movie.
If this was a Christmas tree and it's Christmas time, it's a Christmas movie.
Well, okay. See, now hold on. Because Iron Man 3 isn't a Christmas movie. It just happens at Christmas. It has nothing to do with Christmas. The plot doesn't even involve Christmas.
That don't count, though. Because
but I think there's movies like that. Die Hard is, he gets invited to the Christmas party by mistake. It's the plot of the movie. Therefore, if there is no Christmas, John McClane isn't at Nakatomi Plaza. So, the end of the conversation. Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Yes. That's how it goes. So, and it is, it is Christmas. Obviously, we're all festive. If you're watching us on YouTube, everyone's got their Santa hats on. I've got my Homer going into the bushes Christmas sweater on. So
nice. I wish I had one of those.
What, a Christmas sweter?
No, the Homer sweater. The Homer one. That was cool. Sweater? Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just this is our last show of the year. If you're with us, there won't be a show next week just because we're all taking some time off for the holidays. We're gonna get through the new year and then we will reconvene the first week of January and kind of catch up on where we are. But I tell you what, every year the NBA does a really good job of this, and I'm very much looking forward to the Christmas Day lineup. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that a couple of these matchups look maybe a little bit better preseason. Like for instance, you've got
yes, it did.
You know what I mean? Like, so noon is the Cavs and the Knicks. I think that was probably a little sexier before the Cavs were like a 500 team and trying to figure it out. And then you've got 2:30 the Spurs and the Thunder. That's good.
Yes,
that's good. Two of the best, the two best teams in the West right now. Mm-hmm. 5 p.m. Again, I think this was sexier in the preseason. The Mavericks and the Warriors.
Yeah.
I think that was a lot sexier when the Mavericks were expected to be much better than they've turned out to be. And then you've got Rockets Lakers. That's a great game at 8. I think that's going to be a real good game. And then 10:30 game, Timberwolves and Nuggets. Good game, but I'm not going to stay up till 10:30 to watch the Timberwolves. And but I like the lineup a lot.
Yeah, I think when it comes to that Dallas game, I still think that's a good game because America is so infatuated with Cooper Flag. This way you get to see Cooper Flag against Draymond Green, if Draymond's still on the team by then.
I was going to say, how many ejections is it going to take for Draymond to catch a Steve Kerr benching?
So yeah, that was crazy. Where you gonna fight with the coach and run back to the locker room and come back out. And
What are
then
you
you think
doing,
about what the
Tim?
owner said. Well, what's going on over there, man? So it's going to be really interesting to see how that game goes.
Well,
But
and
yeah,
we talked about this last week with the Kuminga stuff and the guy answering emails and stuff. They got problems over there.
Yeah.
Like the owners answering emails. The Steve Kerr every night at the podium is like, all right, so let's talk about tonight's drama. It's just like it never ends over there, man. So
and you feel bad for Steph. Steph, like, dude, man, don't let this just put a black eye on your legacy. All this other outside noise, even though Steph's still doing his thing. But think about it though, when you're a great player like that, the system usually runs smooth. Now that you got all these bumps in the cogs in the system, it ain't running smooth. And I hate it for Steph. Yeah.
Yeah, especially as his career starts to wind down.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't want
Yeah.
the end of your career to be marred with all this crap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a fact. I like that. What game were we talking about? The
Spurs Thunder.
that
Spurs
Spurs
Thunder's gonna be
Thunder
a
might
good
be
game.
just
That's gonna be the
from
game
an
of the
optic
day,
standpoint. That's the one. And look, who knows? The Thunder's third loss could come on Christmas.
They had their third loss, didn't they?
No, they only have two.
They got three.
I think
They got three
lost.
now?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they lost, man.
Yeah, Minnesota just beat them the other night.
That's,
that's
right.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
Okay,
the coach
well,
got ejected talking about you not calling the right, keeping the
That's
fouls
right.
even.
that's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So-
I expect like big breaking news every time they lose, like
Well,
just
yeah.
flying all over the
The
sky.
funny
breaking
thing was so they lost to the Timberwolves, right? Was it the game that that Finch got bounced because he ran out
Yes.
to midcourt? All right, so I got the audio of this. This is my favorite ejection of the year so far.
And Chris Finch is incensed. Crossed half court to get in the grill of the official, and he's still upset. And he's gone. Not even halfway through the opening quarter, and Chris Finch's night is over.
He ran out to half court to get in the official's face
Yeah.
and then would not back off. They bounced. It was 6 minutes into the game. They bounce him, and
Yeah.
it's like, I love the. I'll give credit to Finch because he's taken up for his guys. You know what I mean? And in a sense where you see plays going down like that you think fouls are happening and not being called, he probably took it a little too far. Obviously, he got bounced from the game, but Ant-Man after the game's like, dude, that's my dog.
Yeah.
I'll go to war for that guy because he's taken up for his guys.
Yeah. And for me, you have to start the game off right. And I think the coach did the right things, putting you on blast from point. And then all the eyes on you like, damn, these calls ain't been even for a long time. And I think, for me, they really need to do that because even when I was in the league and all of a sudden I don't get the same call as the MJ get, I'm like, it's very frustrating for players. I don't care. A foul is a foul. I don't give a damn who it is, and it should be. And that's what makes the game so great because everybody's held at a certain level, no regardless of what your status is, and that's why when I play alongside Shaq, and all you will hear is, and he wouldn't get the calls. I'm like, dude, it's a foul. Well, he's big enough to handle it. No, it's still a freaking foul. Not because I'm bigger and badder than everybody else. It's the same thing. So I like when a coach takes up for his teammates and let them know, hey, we ain't having that shit tonight. No.
That ain't going down. Yeah.
That's what you want from your coach. You want your players to, respect you and hear you. In order for a coach to be able to lead a team, the one thing that he has to have amongst men is respect. Once your players start to lose respect for you, you're really gone before you're actually fired. You're gone to them mentally, but you may still have the job physically. And it's only a matter of time before you physically are going to be removed from that job. So your players and your guys respecting you and how you go to bat for them, how you stand up for them, how you look out for them is just as important, might even be more important sometimes than the X's and O's, because we've seen coaches who have great X's and O's, they've gotten fired too just because I don't want to fight for this dude.
Well, it's like we talked about this with Boy in Minnesota, or not Minnesota, Memphis, and I can't remember the Grizzlies head coach, but him and Ja getting into it for that reason.
Yeah,
that Ja's like, you ain't gonna listen to this guy. He's not running at Ja's pace, and I think too we talked about this. You're right, Harp, because if you can take up for your guys and they can see, hey, this guy's gonna fight for me, I'm gonna fight for him.
Yeah.
That's massively important for a mindset for a team.
and what it also
Massively.
does is, when a guy knows that you'll stand up for him, he'll also be more keen to listen to you when you hold him accountable, because he knows that, you know what? I know what he's saying is real and true because I know he's saying it from the standpoint of him having my back instead of it from the standpoint of him always ridiculing me. So they look at it from a different perspective when you know I got your back, but you know I'm also going to hold you accountable. And they also do it in a way where the accountability is not always public. I'm going to pull you to the side. I'm going to go talk, because everything's not for the media. Everything ain't for us to see. Mm-hmm. But he will pull you to the side and say, hey, you know you effing up, right? I need you to get it together. But they can respect that because that's a guy that has my back, and he at least respects me enough to come to me, pull me to the side. And if he's going to grill me, he's going to grill me over here. Yeah. And they can respect that. You can't do anything but respect it.
Yeah. And not grill me in the public eye and expect, something good to happen after that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, I took a shot at him in the media, so we're going to see how he responds. Like, that doesn't really work that way. I did find the funniest story of the week, and I don't even think I'm going to play the audio because it's kind of stupid, but I pulled the audio. Was everybody running with this story about LeBron would rather be home on Christmas? Everywhere I look, LeBron admits he'd rather be with his family on Christmas. And I'm like, the hell did you expect him to say when you ask him, like, how do you feel about playing on Christmas? Do you think he'd be like, oh no, I'm happy to play on Christmas. Screw those jokers, man. Get me out of this house. Like, he's not going to say that. He's like, I want to be with my family. But it seems like every outlet I looked at this week had full write-ups on LeBron admits he'd rather be home for Christmas than play it in the NBA. And I'm like, not what he said, for starters. He goes, I respect it. When they call your number and you get the national spotlight, you take it.
Yeah.
But would I rather be home on the couch with my kids? 100%. Who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
I think about all the times we had to play Christmas Day. And for me, that's why when people actually what's your favorite holiday, Christmas never comes up. Because even when I was in high school, we was in a Christmas tournament. College was in a Christmas tournament. NBA, we played on Christmas Day. So Christmas wasn't Christmas like it was to everybody else, waking up to gifts, just eating, sitting on the couch, watching the NBA and something like that.
Yeah.
We did all that except for the eating and, being watched instead of watching. Yeah. And so we basically didn't have nothing to do. We had to sleep, get up and go. But it was weird, man, playing on Christmas. I hated it. But
I know you said that before. How many did you play on Christmas? You played a lot.
I played a lot. I played a lot. I don't even remember anymore. But
maybe the year you were in Phoenix, you didn't. But I want to say, and I'm not trying to shout at you at Phoenix, but that wasn't like a. But you were on the Rockets in the '90s when the Rockets were at the hottest ticket in town. You were obviously part of the Lakers dynasty. Yeah. You were part of the Spurs dynasty. Like, those are teams that are gonna play on Christmas.
I don't even remember playing on Christmas when I was a Spur. I don't think we played on Christmas. Yeah, I think Pop was like, "Fuck that, we ain't playing on Christmas." He might.
I guess he can say
Pop
that,
had a lot of power. So
yeah, I guess so. But you figure, you're going to see the Spurs on Christmas. I figure.
Yeah, I mean LeBron. Yeah, honestly, he'd rather be home. LeBron has played in 20 of these.
Yes, it's his 20th record. I think it's the NBA record-setting 20th time he's played on Christmas.
Look,
that's crazy.
Anything that LeBron says these days about, I'd rather be here. I'd rather be on the golf course. Or I'd rather be at home. I believe him fully. It's not even about him not being locked in. In my mind, it's just about where his mind is at almost 42 years old. His 23rd year?
I think that's right.
Something like that. This is just where his mind is.
Turns 41 in a week, doesn't he?
41.
Yeah, 41 next week, I think, yeah.
Like
41.
This is just where he is. This is where any 41-year-old who's played at the height that he's played at for so long. Where do you expect his mind to be?
I mean, what do you expect? Yeah, ask 23-year-old LeBron what you'd rather be doing. He's like, put me on national TV. I want to ball out on Christmas. But 41 LeBron is like, can I have a cup of eggnog and watch my kids open gifts? Like, it's just that's where people go in life. It's just
LeBron. What do you want to do on Christmas? Y'all leave me the hell alone.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to you.
I played twice on Christmas Day with the Spurs.
Okay. You were looking up.
Yeah, 2005, we lost 70-85.
Okay. So you got cooked.
And in 2008, my last year as a Spur, we won 91-90 versus the Suns at the Suns. So we were always on the freaking road. Think about that. At the Suns, at the Pistons.
Ugh. But yeah, I was curious how many you played. I knew you had to probably played way more than you wanted to. And that's not taking a shot at anybody not wanting to play on Christmas. Just like, You got family, you'd rather be with your family.
Christmas is the time where you think about family, you think about friends, you just get together and just, show that love and appreciation for each other. Not, having your day interrupted, and don't get me wrong, I like playing the night game.
I was gonna say, but there's also got
I
to
didn't
be an
like playing
honor
the
in it,
afternoon
right?
game. Yeah.
There's got to be an honor in it to say, like, if you
Yeah.
never play on Christmas, there's got to be part of you that's like, damn, man, they really don't like us.
Hey,
We're not on.
think about Charlotte. Charlotte's probably never played on Christmas.
Hell no. Con Knippel's making Christmas plans 3 months ago. He know you ain't playing on Christmas.
Nobody want to see Charlotte on Christmas.
No. I'm going to bring my whole Christmas down, man.
I think that maybe when they had Zoe and Grandmama.
Well, that's different. It's the
Everybody
90s
played on
Hornets. I bet you the
Christmas.
90s Hornets played on Christmas a bunch. I'd be willing to bet you that. Yeah. But this year's Hornets, no. Go ahead, make plans, LaMelo. You ain't going anywhere on Christmas, bud. You go ahead and do whatever you want to do. Let me ask you. I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions here, and then we're going to get to our friends at DraftKings, who are back again this week to sponsor the show, and we will play a Christmas-themed edition of Black Crime or White Crime to finish off the year.
There we go.
Because we have to. It was Christmas-themed Walmart or Waffle House last week. This week it's Christmas-themed Black Crime or White Crime. I'm going to ask you guys some. I wrote down some stuff here. The Christmas surprise, and I want to ask you these questions. So I wrote down a few that, at the beginning of the season, if I told you by the time we hit Christmas, one of these two things would happen, which one would surprise you more? So if I told you before the season tipped off that by Christmas, what would be more surprising? The Cleveland Cavaliers being a 500 team or the Phoenix Suns being a 500 team?
Are you going to start it that tough?
Well, because these are all, you look at both sides of this, you'd be like, damn, that's really hard.
For me personally, I would think the Cleveland Cavaliers, just because of them having the second best record in
Coming
the
off
East.
the year they had, yeah.
Yeah, having such a great year, and usually when you get bounced the way they got bounced, you're pissed off coming into the season. So you're trying to show everybody, hey, last year wasn't a fluke. So I'm gonna go with the Cavs. I'm very disappointed in them right now.
Harp?
Yeah, I'll probably lean to the Cavs as well. I think, like I said, going from they were the number 1 seed in the East last year. I think they had the best record in basketball last year, at least for a certain amount of time during the season.
They did. Yeah, them and OKC were going back and forth for a minute. Yeah.
So from them to go from where they were to where they are, so especially in the East, like don't give me no disrespect to the East, but that everybody's only you have your 1 and your 2, and then everybody else is separated by kind of in that conglomerate, 3 through wherever. But I just it's a little weird. But like I said, it's a year-to-year thing. It's a season-to-season thing, and it's hard being consistent. It's weird to see them at 500 after winning 60+ games last year.
To your point, and the Suns are a little bit better than 500. I think they're like 15 and 13. So they are a little bit much. To your point about the East being, you were surprised to see the Cavs where they are. I almost lean a little bit more to Phoenix, because Phoenix is at the 7 right now.
Okay.
A little bit better than 500 with teams behind them that had, better expectations, like the Mavericks. And they're making some movement up in the West, and I'm honestly way more surprised by that. Just because Phoenix for me was kind of irrelevant this season. Yeah. And Devin Booker's found a way to kind of put that team on his back and get them to places I didn't expect them to be. So yeah, I'm with you all. Didn't see the Cavs at 500, but certainly did not see the Suns starting to cook themselves up into the standings here.
This is weird, yeah. But there's like 7th in the West right now, the Suns. So,
all right, this next one should probably be easy. Were you more surprised at opening day if I told you by Christmas the 76ers were a top 5 team in the East, or the Boston Celtics were a top 5 team in the East? Because everybody everybody had low expectations for the Celtics coming in with Jalen or with Tatum hurt.
Yeah, but here's the thing with the Sixers. It's attrition. You don't expect if you were saying that the Sixers were a top 5 team, you're also telling me that Joel Embiid is healthy for most of the season thus far. You're also telling me that Paul George is healthy for the most part of the season thus far. You're also telling me that VJ Edgecombe is balling out of his mind, which he has been. So what I'm saying is the Sixers are more of a surprise, because I think it would just there's more that needs to happen in order for that to be believable to me. So that's a bigger surprise to me than the other. Because Boston, yes, you don't have Tatum, but there's a winning mentality there. You know, Tatum is we're not going to gloss over Jalen Brown because he is the finals MVP.
And he's playing well.
And he's playing really well. And they do have some other pieces there. So, yes, they're damaged. They're hurt big time without Tatum. But, my goodness, the Sixers being a top 5 in 10, boy, please. I'd have bet money I ain't got on that.
First of all, I'm going to correct you on something. You talking about winning mentality. That's that organization. Hell, the Lakers they've been having winning mentality for years, and they had the first, second, third pick for about 8 years straight.
Well,
so
look,
you can watch that winning mentality.
That's fine.
So
but Boston has won a title more recently than the Lakers.
But I'm going with the Celtics on this one because because I always said if you look at this Sixers teams, they got talent, and I don't give a shit about him. I'm looking at what Maxi's doing. Maxi is a star of that team. He's carrying the team, but we go over to the Celtics. If you look at this crew, you take Jalen Brown and like this dude, the knock on him, he can't go left. He's been going left, even though he's been like, messing up a lot of jerseys going left. He doing and all this, but also, you think about it, they got rid of Porzingis. We forget about him, even though he was playing sparingly for them. JT is out, and for them to be winning like they are. Because I thought Derek White, I said, okay, we're gonna see if he can really play.
Yeah.
And he's kind of stepped up and he's played, but I still think the Celtics, the way they are and the way they put themselves, because I had them like in a 8th or 9th seat, if that.
Yeah, you had them way down.
Yeah, I had them way down. But for them to be third.
They're the 3rd seed in the East right now.
A third? Yeah. That's a shocker.
Like 2 games, I think, back of the Knicks or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So
all right,
I'm going with the Celtics on that one.
Couple more. I'm going I'm going Sixers on that one with Harp. Would you be more surprised at the opening season if I told you by Christmas the Heat are pushing into the top 10 and setting in for a play-in spot, or the Portland Trailblazers are?
Portland.
I think everybody's going to say Portland on this one. I actually had the Heat, I think, in my play-in. I think I had them maybe 8th or 9th, but Portland, oh man, we couldn't sell them short fast enough, and right now they're right there on the edge. They're ahead of the Mavericks.
So, is that coaching, or is that just they got better?
Well, isn't their coach in jail?
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be an ass, but
but you think about it. Sometime when a coach goes out, a new voice comes in, especially with young guys. When young guys are losing and you got the same coach preaching the same thing all the time, they kind of like, motherfucker, what are you talking about? We still got a bad record,
So they're not a great team now. Hold on. No, they're 12-17.
No,
they're
but I'm
4 and
just saying
6 in their
last
last 10.
Year. Yeah, they're better than last year.
Yes, they are considerably better. So, all right. So I think everybody goes Portland there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Easy.
This one should also probably be easy. What would surprise you more by Christmas if I told you nobody, the Clippers collapse or the Pacers collapse?
You said the Clippers collapse or the Pacers?
Or the Pacers collapse. Which would surprise you more if I said on opening day? Okay.
Clippers.
I think we're probably all going to end up going Clippers.
Here's the thing with the Pacers. You lose what's my guy's name?
Turner.
2 starters.
No, not just Turner. Yeah, you lose Turner.
Well, you lose Miles Turner. And Halliburton's been hurt.
And Halliburton's out with the I expected them to
they would
take some steps back.
No, I know, but I thought they would still have a little bit more fight than they do.
Yeah.
But the Clippers, you're telling me with James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, who's like I said, all bench team,
Bradley Beal
like, come on, dog. Come on, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible.
Like, I understand that you're in the West, but you're supposed to be one of those teams in the West that makes it the West, that makes it so difficult. And you're making it look like we need to throw y'all in the Eastern Conference for a season.
They're tied for last place in the Western Conference.
That's what I'm saying. You could have never told me that about the Clippers. As much as I despise them, objectively, you could have never told me that about the Clippers and made me believe that. That's a huge surprise just because of what you have.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, especially when you got new stadium, you get preparing for All-Star, you try to get all that excitement behind your team, and then you get this crap. But I also think about it. You added 2 of the oldest players in the league to your team, Chris Paul and Lopez, which made you even older. So it's like,
Well, then you sent Chris Paul home in his final year, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll agree with you both. I think we all agree the Clippers are the bigger surprise. The Pacers are one game ahead of the Wizards for the worst team in the East. I would not have suspected that. I didn't think that they were going to be in the top of the division, but I figured they could probably float around 500.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, at the start of the season, I was like, all right, Pacers are a 500, maybe a little bit less kind of team. They'll probably be in the mix for maybe the 9th or 10th spot in the play-in or something. But no, they are borderline dead last in the East right now.
Yeah. But when I say the Clippers have the third or fourth, how you want to look at, worst record in the NBA, that means bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. Terrible. Terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. All right, last one. What would surprise you more opening day if I told you by Christmas Day the Spurs are sitting at the number 2 seed in the West or the Knicks at the 2 seed in the East? Which is more surprising start of the season?
I'm gonna say this. Now, this might be one of the toughest ones. I'm gonna say the Spurs.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the Spurs because as much of I think most of us had them making the playoffs.
We did.
But it's different between making the playoffs and then being one of the elite teams in your conference. They're not just going to make the playoffs. They are one of the teams who you're thinking about, could they give OKC some hell? You know what I'm saying? They're one of those teams that you're not just talking about, hey, they're a surprise, whoop-de-doo, congrats, most improved. Oh, no. They're just trying to shatter that most improved and being, oh, no, we're title contenders. Wemby ain't playing with and it ain't just Wemby. Those 4 guards that they have, Castle, Vassell, De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, like I saw them the other night. I saw them out here at State Farm Arena. Wemby came off the bench, and they were cooking Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about deep frying. That turkey came out cooked. And I'm sitting here like, anybody with any player on that team who got long hair or got dreads, that's tied up, leave them alone. They dangerous. All of them that got hair are dangerous. All of them. Leave them alone. Stop playing with them. And then you got this doggone 7'6" monster that's coming off the bench, just casually walking on the floor, and he gives you 23 and 12 with a couple of blocks. Well-coached team. And a very deep team, especially at the guard position. So, I would have never thought the Spurs would be the number 2 team. I just don't. But salute them.
I agree. Just for it's not because of the talent, it's because of everybody else. You think about Denver, you think about the Rockets, those 2 teams who was number 2 and number 3 last year, and I think they got better in the offseason. So that's why I'm looking at the Spurs. And then you throw in the fact that women missed a couple of games. De'Aaron Fox started the season on the bench, and then have that chemistry that they have is incredible. So I'm going with the Spurs because of you. And in the Knicks, you got to think about Celtics got hurt, Sixers got a guy hurt, Cleveland Cavaliers was the only team that might be in the hell of them. Detroit Pistons playing out of their mind. And when it comes to the Knicks, it's a lot of injuries over there. So I said, okay, they might be 1 or 2, maybe, but for the Spurs to be 2 with the competition and talent that they have in the West, that's definitely the Spurs for me.
I'm gonna be honest. And pardon me, I forget the head coach's name.
Who?
The Spurs.
What's it like?
Damn.
But
I
get, a lot of people say, well, he has Wemby, whoop doo doo. But he's done a hell of a coaching job.
Mitch Johnson
Mitch Johnson has done a hell of a coaching job and a hell of a job, keeping this team together, even in the absence of Wemby, because, he missed most of last season.
And that's a big part of it, just managing that rotation in and out with him on the bench.
Yeah, and giving his guards the confidence and the freedom to go out there and play and develop. We talk about, like I said, we talk about Wemby. We understand that he's the cornerstone and franchise player and eventually future face of this league. But the guards that they've acquired and how they've blossomed and how they've grown and how they're continuing to grow, they got something to say in this league too. And I think the Spurs are going to be here. And they got picks.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's scary.
They're another, right behind the Thunder, they're another team that can make some noise.
Yeah. I mean, part of me, though, kind of leans to New York because of the head change or the change in head coach and all the things that were kind of in flux with New York going into the season. They had a great year last year, but it was like, I don't know, man. Is that team built to do that again? Or is that just who they were. But then you have this change in leadership, and I don't know. I kind of felt like the Knicks were going to take a little bit of a step back in the East. Not far. Maybe you're fourth seed, fifth seed, sixth seed, or floating like that. I don't think you'd fall down to the play-in. I didn't necessarily see them as the number 2 seed in the East. I mean, I probably easily put Cleveland up ahead of them or Detroit up ahead of them or somebody. But I'm surprised a little bit by the Knicks being where they are in the East, because now they didn't lose a lot of talent. They returned pretty much everybody, I think. So you got to imagine, as long as they can continue what they did last year, but with that change in Mike Brown, I just didn't know, man. There's a lot of question marks for me around New York.
And y'all know how I feel about Mike Brown.
Well, yeah. You were like, whose offense is he going to steal?
Yeah, the thing about it is, though, with the Knicks were right there last season. I forget, what were they, the 3rd or 4th seed?
3rd.
I think they were the 3rd seed last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Cavs, Celtics, and Knicks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a top 3 team in the East last year. They've improved even more. Obviously, you know, you say what you want about Mike Brown, but they've stepped it up a notch for him, and now they're in the 2 seed. So they, at least, I would say, at least right there last season, they were right there. Mm-hmm. And they took a little step up. The Spurs, where were they last season? Fighting for a play-in spot? Not even close?
I think they were down there, 9th or 10th spot maybe. Did they get into the play-in last season? I don't think they did.
No,
because
Wemby
was hurt. He was out with thrombosis. Yeah.
So, and now for you to go from, because most of us, I think all of us thought, hey, the surprise team in the West would be the Spurs. Well, they're not surprising. I mean, they're surprising, but they're like, no, we're not trying to surprise. Yeah, no. We're trying to show y'all this is what it's going to be for some time to come.
Trying to compete.
Yeah, big time.
All right, cool. All right, it was fun. All right, we got a lot more stuff to get to. Like I said, we're going to do Big Shot of the Week. We're going to talk about a little college football coming up, do our picks for the quarterfinals, because we're not going to be here next week, so we got to go ahead and pick. No, don't raspberry me. You don't give the raspberry on Christmas. That's not how that works. Don't get the raspberry on Christmas. But I want to go ahead and offer up a little holiday treat for our friends, our listeners, people that have been with us for a long time, our friends at DraftKings. How about $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5 and win with our friends at DraftKings? So it's an extra $200 in your stocking that you can go, put up your props and do whatever, pick your games, do your parlays, whatever you want to do. That way, when the Stars decide to ball out this holiday season and you want to get in the game, you got somewhere to do it with DraftKings.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official betting partner of the NBA. And when you come to the NBA, you got to be an official. Because, trust me, I know this. You have to be an official. It has your back with early exit. If your player goes down in the first half, you still get paid in cash. Cold hard cash. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BigShotBob. That's code BigShotBob. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bet. That's big. 5 for 20. 5 for 200. That is. Yeah, bonus bets.
Nice.
If your bets win. In partnership with the DraftKings. In partnership with the DraftKings. In partnership. That's the big thing. The crown is yours.
Love DraftKings. And yeah, that's all. Don't sleep on any of that stuff. By the way, early exit's awesome. So if you put a bet in on a player and they go down in the first half, you're like, I'm gonna go ahead and cash out. I'm gonna go ahead and cash out for the second half. Legal stuff here. It's great. Love DraftKings. Thank you for their continued sponsorship of the show. By the way, they're a big friend and partner. Again, that code is Big Shot Bob. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help's available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. Pass-through of per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gambling resources, visit dkng.co/audio. And this is a limited time offer. All right, I want to talk about this briefly. I don't want to get too far into it because I don't know. It involves you. It involves Robert Horry. I'm talking about floppers and foul chasers.
Oh, which one am I?
You made headlines this week. You and James had some stuff to say. So this was, I'm going to start with this part. So during an interview on the live stream DDG, Jalen Brown made it a point to call out LeBron and other people this week for flopping. And his quote was, "The difference between drawing a foul and them flopping is acting like you got hit and you didn't get hit. Everybody does it. A lot of offensive players do it around the league." And he mentioned a bunch of people by name. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Joel Embiid, James Harden, Nikola Jokic, and Luca Dončić. Now, you and James, I guess, got asked about some form of this during one of the post games about Luca foul hunting. Mm-hmm. And James said from the beginning he looked a little slow. It looked like he was searching for the calls a lot. And then the article goes, Worthy's criticism was echoed by Robert Horry. Quote, I think the fact that he was off tonight dictated how he played. Sometimes a player can get in the way of themselves. Just play basketball, go out there and play hard, and don't chase fouls. So did you guys think that Luka's chasing some fouls when he's off?
I think with Luka, when he chases fouls and don't get them, it gets into his head. He's looking at the ref. That's when think about Luka gets more texts than almost Draymond Green. And he gets those texts because he gets mad because he chases the foul, he doesn't get it, he misses the shot, and then he gets frustrated. And this is no big deal. He's been doing it since he was in Dallas. You can see it, and it's obvious that, and nobody can complain about it. Like I said, the film don't lie, the tape don't lie. And I think in that game against the Clippers the other night, it was just like he wasn't getting the calls and he was missing the shots. And I think and then he got kicked in the leg, and it just a lot of things came together that made him that's frustrated him. And sometimes every player gets frustrated at some points, and it's how strong you are mentally to bring yourself out of that frustration. So, but I think it's not just him. You go back to a couple of years ago, the finals, and go to JT. You remember in the finals with the one they didn't win, where he was searching for fouls, he was getting frustrated. And like you forget in the finals, you have the good refs. They're not gonna give you that bullshit that these rookie refs don't understand that
good
calls in the
refs.
context. Yeah, you're not getting the context. So it's not just Luka, it's a lot of players. Even James Harden. He had to adjust in the playoffs. You don't get those calls. So right. I think when these players aren't able to adjust, it just, if you're not mentally strong, it throws your whole game off.
Yeah, Luka can get in his own way. And when you become a superstar and you know that you can get some of these calls and you've gotten them before, I do think a lot of them go hunting for it. Because that's why most of the time, these guys are looking at the refs before they even get fouled. It's like they're wanting the ref to anticipate the foul before even the foul happens. And that's what frustrates me, because it's like, yo, play ball. Mm-hmm. Like, you do play a contact sport. And the fact that if you get fouled, cool, you get fouled. But if you don't, stop anticipating the foul to bail you out. Sometimes you got some of these stars that anticipate a foul to bail them out of their bad shot selection, things they shouldn't be doing. And now you're looking at the ref like, oh, he should have called. I'm like, no, you shouldn't have taken that shot. And you hoping that people don't recognize it. Mm-hmm. I can even still recognize it even when a ref bails you out. I'm like, all right, the ref helped him out on that one, but he shouldn't have taken that stupid shot. And I think that's what it is. It's kind of, I need you to cover up my BS. I'm like, no, bro, be smarter with the ball and stop taking bad shots because you know you can, because you're putting your team in a bad situation. So, yeah, I think he hunts for it, and I think that's one of the things he has to learn and has to work on as well. Because Luka, as dynamic as he is, and we've seen him be Superman a lot of times throughout his career, but there are other times where I watched him, I'm like, hey, man, you can get the hell up off the floor too.
Well, and my frustration, I agree with both of you, but my frustration is this isn't a Luca Dončić problem. This is an NBA problem.
True.
This happens across the league. Mm-hmm. So to even isolate one or two guys, now the flopping thing, I get where Jalen's coming from. Like, there's guys that have been blatant over the years with, and I really do like LeBron James. LeBron has gotten some really bad ones over the years. So, like, I get it. I really understand what he's saying. But in the same heartbeat, man, dude, he does it too. You're like you said, Harp, you're going to the basket, and before you're even getting your shot off, you got an eye over your shoulder looking for the ref going, is he in a position to make a call when I get fouled here? All those guys do that. And especially the dynamic scorers in the league. They do it the most because they're consistently heading to the basket. They're consistently trying to cut through traffic, and they're always looking for a foul. They're always looking for a random, oh, that was enough. Send them to the line. And the problem is the game has kind of sort of like retrofitted itself to fit that dialogue for those guys. Like they like you said, Rob, in the finals you don't get those calls because you got the good refs. But when you're in the regular season, your game kind of leans in the direction of, okay, I'm going to get fouled more often than not. So let's see how many of these are actually going to go my way. And it's for me, it's a league-wide problem. So it's unfair almost to call out people and go, oh, well, this guy does it. Well, shit, every guy does it.
Yeah, you said,
but every guy doesn't get the call though.
No, they don't. But they all do the same thing.
Yeah,
and they all hope that they elevate their game to a point where they're gonna get the call.
Right.
And the dynamic scorers and the superstars do it because they know more often than not they're gonna get the call.
Get the call.
Yeah, because like when I was watching the Lakers Jazz game the other night, the little guard who I can't think, he's probably gonna get the most improved, so I should remember his name. I don't remember his name. He was just coming. He was smaller than everybody on the court, and he was coming down, just jumping into you, and the ref was going foul. I'm like, what the hell, man? That's not a foul. And then another guy that they have, when the guy came from USC, he's a rookie. He came down and jumped into Luca, and they called a foul on him at first. So the Lakers challenged it and realized, oh, it was an offensive foul because he jumped into Luca. I'm like, dude, all those are fouls, and it's just it's just so weird that the refs call it sometimes and they don't call it. So I think the refs need to sit down as a group and let former players or current players come in like, yo, this is not a foul. Stop calling this shit. When Shai Gilgeous goes and bumps into you, that's not a foul. I have position. I have the right to move laterally and stay in my position. But if he's smaller than me and flails, that is not a foul. So, and that's the one thing I cannot stand, because NBA is such a wonderful game, but don't keep giving these guys these bullshit calls.
That's the ticky-tack fouls, man.
Yeah, because they know how to manipulate you.
Yeah, they definitely do. You know, the league set them up like that.
For what it's worth, viewership's up this year in the league. I saw that pop out this week. That viewership's up almost 89% from last year.
Damn.
Which is insane, because I think the narrative going into the season was like, well, you got games on like streamers and Prime and NBC sometimes, and no more TNT guys, and maybe they're on ESPN, and maybe they're not. Like, there was nowhere, we didn't know where half these games were going to be. People are finding these games, man.
Yeah.
It's the most viewers in 15 years on across the platform, which is crazy to think about. But it's up. People are finding the NBA. People like it. People
I think
still ride with this league.
I think it's because of the rise and the surprise of a lot of these teams. Like the Spurs being as good as they are has helped that, you know, and the story not just being Wemby, but being that entire team. The Sixers having some form of life.
Yeah, the big market.
Those markets
the
where
Knicks being good again.
Yeah, where you kind of thought for a little bit of time these markets have kind of been, but now they're actually doing their thing.
The Lakers are carrying LA. Because Lord knows the Clippers ain't helping ratings out there, I'm sure.
Right. And even, I mean, as bad as they've been because of injury, even the Mavs, like with Cooper Flag.
They've had a lot of national games, man.
Yeah, it's just it's so many storylines, so many young guys who are going to become stars really soon and eventually become superstars that a lot of people have to look forward to. I think that's what's caused, obviously, the rise in the league. And I also think that OKC, most of the times when you have these dominant teams, people hate them. Like, people hate it. There was some likability about Golden State, but people hated Golden State.
Oh, sure.
And everybody,
I don't think people are there yet on OKC, though.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
They are one of the more likable potential dynasties
as of now.
Right. But I mean,
Golden State was the same way.
But also, though, you've seen a lot of that narrative about, like, Shai's a foul hunter. He's getting to the line. Like, they've tried to build that narrative a little bit around them, and it hasn't really taken off.
Yeah, but the thing is, with the difference between them and that's cool. That's one thing. But the thing with Golden State is always Draymond is fighting somebody. Yeah. You know, arguing, is he going to be there?
Kerr doesn't like this guy.
Yeah, it's just this, that, and the third. Is Clay happy? What is Clay looking like? Why does he look like? There were always narratives surrounding Golden State, even as likable as they were. There were always it's not as much around OKC.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe not yet.
Because you think about it, it's almost the same model as Golden State. You know, draft picks. All of a sudden they was young, they fighting, they got good. It's the same draft model. You know, you think about it. You know. It's the funny part, what you say when people hate hate people who win. I had some friends after we won the third championship with the Lakers. Man, I come on like, man, we tired of your motherfucking ass winning. We want to see somebody else win. I'm like, damn, I'm your boy.
Ice me out. What did I do?
Somebody else win. I'm like, wow. Like, man, the Kings should have won that year, man. I don't know how y'all won that bullshit, man. I'm like, dang. But it goes to show you people want to see some change sometimes.
But too, that was the Lakers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just it too. It's to Harp's point. The Lakers are one of those teams that America loves to malign and hate because they're so popular and they're always traditionally very good. So like when you guys were on that run, I think people like loved the dynamic of that team because that team was, God, that team was so dominant. For like 3-4 years, you guys were like borderline untouchable. So while it was fun to watch, it was also fun to hate because it was like someone's got to beat them. Someone's got to beat them somewhere. So, yeah, I don't know.
But I think that the worst team to hate out of every is the Cowboys. I think everybody
hates the Cowboys. I don't think Cowboys fans like the Cowboys.
Well,
they were bored into
frustrated. They're frustrated.
I think there's Cowboys fans that are like 9-10 years old that are like, why did I get bored into this?
Here's the crazy part. You know the Cowboys haven't won a playoff game in the new stadium.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, there was a stat online or something about all the teams that have won a playoff game in that building before the Cowboys did.
Yeah,
because they've played college football playoffs there and all this other stuff, and it's like other teams won playoff games in this building except for the Cowboys.
It's wild, boy.
All right, speaking of which, let's get to that because I'm excited to kind of get how you felt. You know, you jokingly texted us after Miami beat A&M that you were 0-2, but you were a happy 0-2 because Alabama found a way. Now they were down 17-0 in that game. And they found a way to charge back and win. Like, I thought for sure, I was like, this is dunzo. Like, Alabama, just pack your stuff and go. And, dude, they figured it out.
I'm proud of Bama.
Hey, it's funny. I was about to text you guys. I said, see, told you the damn Tigers. And then we left, and because Christian had a game, and I walked into Polly, and I looked at him, I'm like, 17?
Yeah,
What the fuck happened? And then I saw the pick six. So I was like, oh, shit. And I was like, okay, we might win this thing then.
Okay. So, you and B-Dog picked Oklahoma. I picked Bama. I rode with Bama in that one, so I got myself a win on that one. Miami beats Texas A&M.
I lost that one, too.
That was a slugfest of a game. That was two defenses that just would not bend, man.
They threw that pick in the end zone. I said, dang.
And I'll tell you what, too. After Tony scored at the end of the game and left 2 minutes on the clock, I'm like, watch this. They're going to drive straight down, and they're going to try and tie this game late. And sure enough, man, they got all the way down there and props to Bryce Fitzgerald, the true freshman, making that pick. Second interception of the game for that young man. Yeah. And it's the game winner for Miami. So Miami gets Ohio State now. I was the only one that picked Miami. Give me another win.
Do we have to keep going through these?
Oh, no. The rest, we'll do the other couple. The other couple were easy. Tulane at Ole Miss. The line was 17.5. Rob and I rode with the Green Wave. B took Ole Miss. They won by 31. So yeah, so B
I don't know what y'all was thinking on that one.
But
hey, I was trying to get some. I was just trying to get some wins.
You did it the next game. James Madison in Oregon. The line was 21. JMU only lost by 17. So Rob wins that game. Rob wins it.
Yeah, but some of that was.
Oh, it was garbage. I'll take, but yeah, it was.
You're right. The line is the line.
The line is the line. It's 21 points. They only lost by 17. And I think we all thought that both those teams were going to lose, but they held in there. So.
Hey.
Going into the finals, let me just give you those records real quick. Rob's at 30-29. I'm at 36-23, and B-Dog's at 32-27.
We're like the fucking Clippers right now.
No, you're above 500, buddy.
You're above 500.
You're above 500, kid. You're doing all right. What were you gonna say?
Hey, college CFP committee. Let's talk for a second. I don't want to hold you too long because it's not gonna take too long. I'm glad that Tulane and James Madison and other teams of the group of five got an opportunity. They got the T-shirt. They got their moment.
They got the swag.
You got the swag. They may have even got a nice little coffee mug in the mix of all the other stuff that they got. But let's not do this again.
No.
I'm of the mindset, no matter how we feel about Notre Dame, and I know Texas wasn't in there, I'm of the mindset that those two should have been in there. Would have been a lot better game. Wherever you would have put them, one versus Oregon, the other versus Ole Miss, however you want to do, I don't care. You even could have gone back and grabbed Georgia Tech and say, "Hey, bro, come on,
No, they were
Canes
9-3. It wasn't happening.
It doesn't matter.
No, it does, because you had BYU in the mix. You had Texas in the mix.
That's I'm just naming teams.
Vanderbilt was in the mix at 10-2.
All of those teams would have made for a better game.
Yes, I agree.
In what we saw with James Madison, what we saw with Tulane.
Yeah, those were first-round buys for those two teams. Ole Miss and Oregon got first-round buys. And I'm not trying to be an ass, but they did. There's no universe where Tulane is going to jump up and beat the Rebels. It's just not happening. And James Madison, great year. You got to play Oregon. In Oregon. No, I'm sorry.
No. We're not doing
competitive.
This again.
No, well, and that's just it. They got to change. I sent you guys, I'm not going to go through it, but I sent you guys the straight 16 top seeds. If they would have done a 16-team playoff, 1-16, that would have been electric. Because there were all those teams got in that we just mentioned, and no G5 teams, none of that crap. Just the straight top 16, 1-16, all the way down would have been freaking awesome.
Yeah, we don't need to do that no more. We saw that, experienced it, didn't like it, and let's not do that next season. 1 star.
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, let's do these quickly picks, and then we'll do a big shot of the week, and then our holiday edition of Black Crime or White Crime to finish off the year. The Cotton Bowl, number 10 Miami versus number 2 Ohio State. This is on New Year's Eve at 7:30. OH currently laying 9.5 against the Canes.
What bowl is this?
This is the Cotton Bowl.
Down in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
You got who, Rob? We got the
Canes. Yeah. Okay.
I guess I'll take OHIO.
Okay. Do it. I'm going Canes as well, obviously.
No kidding.
I'm gonna roll with the Canes, man. I'll tell you what, the Canes left like 17 points on the field at Texas Tech. They missed like 3 field goals.
Yeah.
They should have had a couple of touchdowns. Like, they left points on the field.
I'll say this about the
Texas
Canes.
A&M.
Seeing them do well means we get to see the camera pan over to Michael Irvin act the fool. So I'm always
a maniac on all fours, licking the floor, the ground. Like, what a psychopath. I love him. He kissed Mario Cristobal after the game. Cristobal's like, get this the hell off of me.
Hey, Mike. Hey, dog. Don't continue to do what you do, but do what you do. It's funny. It's funny.
Awesome. All right, let's go. Orange Bowl. Number 5 Oregon versus number 4 Texas Tech. This is on New Year's Day. This is the early game at noon. Right now, the line's only Oregon 1.5. So this is pretty much a pick'em game.
You got the Ducks?
I got Ducks.
Okay.
I know Texas. Every talk about Texas defense, I don't trust them. They haven't played anybody in my eyes, and I know Oregon hasn't either. But I think Oregon's offense is pretty damn good. So I'm going with Ducks. Mm-hmm.
You give me Texas Tech. I do think the thing about Oregon, they're a good team, but they're not like Oregon teams in the past. Like, this one can be had. This team can, any team be had, but I just think this team has these little lulls and these little moments where I don't know. It's something about it.
And I'm going to take Texas. Too much for them.
You said what?
The physicality can be a little too much for Oregon, because that's always been their knock.
Maybe a little bit. I just think this is Texas Tech has kind of taken this thing by storm, and I think they are as advertised. So I'm gonna take Texas Tech.
Okay. Yeah, I'm torn here. In the moment decision, I'm gonna go with the Ducks. I don't know. I just don't. I'm like, nothing against Texas Tech. To everybody's point, I haven't seen them pull anything out that I'm like, holy crap, Texas Tech. So I'm going to go with the Ducks just because that's my gut. Let's go the Rose Bowl. Number 9, Alabama versus number 1, Indiana. This is the 4:00 game on New Year's Day. Current line, Indiana's laying 6.5. Indiana,
let me tell you this.
Bigger favorite than I expected against Bama. I'm
going to say this. Well, I can understand that. Because outside of that last game, Bama wasn't Bama. I'm going to say this, and this is going to lean into my pick. The winner of this game comes to Atlanta for the semifinal game, which is the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
Yes.
And so, because I want a good crowd, roll tide, roll. Roll tide, roll. I am taking the Tide in the upset.
Okay.
It really ain't gonna be no upset because we the Tide, dude. More national championships than everybody.
Oh, don't do this now.
I'm going with Bama. Only reason I'm going with Bama is because you know how you go through that period of time where you fucking just sucks, and all of a sudden you do have that moment where you knock the rust off and you start shining again. I think coming back in that game is making them shine again. I think, I'm taking Bama. I feel like they've knocked that whatever that was, that monkey off their back, and now they can free flow. So I'm taking the Tide.
Roll Tide,
Okay.
roll. And this is no disrespect to Indiana, but still.
I'm gonna go Tide.
Oh, we all
I
look the
don't.
same.
I don't know. This is gonna sound weird because they're the number one team in the country. They did beat Ohio State. I'm waiting for that bubble to pop on Indiana, and I think Alabama's the kind of team that can roll up in there and pop it. Like, this has been a great story. Mendoza wins the Heisman. Signetti's got that team playing great. But I don't know, man. I probably should, but I haven't believed in Indiana all year. They're the number one team in the country. They are unbeaten. They knocked off Ohio State. I get it. I'm waiting for a team to come in there and just go, boom.
And this is you said this is the Rose Bowl?
This is the Rose Bowl.
5 miles away, dog.
I
5
feel
miles
you
away.
should go. Are you going to this?
I might. I don't know yet.
It's 5 miles away.
He's banned from Alabama events.
Oh, that's right.
No,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
not.
Yeah.
I'm not banned.
No.
Because, hey, they can't ban me because they know they owe me, so they can't ban me.
Okay.
Hey, that's New Year's Day, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. New Year's Day. 4 o'clock. Not even a late game. Come on, man.
Hey, if I don't know where I am on that list, Rob. You land the extra ticket, I'll fly out though.
Okay.
I'm
Make
serious.
a call. I'm not, but have fun.
So I'm working on some tickets right now. I'm
Okay.
trying to get. I'm kind of bougie. I'm trying to be in the suite. I ain't trying to be a
Hell
monkey.
yeah.
That's
No,
fine.
I'm with you.
I will spend my New Year's Day at the Rose
me?
Bowl. I'm not complaining.
You hang with me?
Yeah, let's go.
He ain't paying for his own ticket. What are you talking about? Are you crazy?
I should know something by what's the day? Tuesday. I should know something by
Tuesday.
Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
By Christmas. Merry Christmas, Harper. Get yourself a
Let's
plane
get it.
ticket.
Yes,
Get
sir.
after it. All right, so we're all going Alabama that one. All right, last game to pick. The Sugar Bowl, number 6 Ole Miss versus number 3 Georgia. This is the night game on New Year's Day, 8 o'clock. Georgia's currently a 7-point favorite.
Hey, what's that commercial when you sick of dogs? You know the one he barks at his boss?
Yeah. I shouldn't have barked at my boss. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going with the dogs.
Okay.
Sugar Bowl
Touchdown favorite.
Yeah,
Ole Miss was up against Georgia in that game
They were
earlier
and
in the year. Georgia had to fight back.
and they still lost it.
They did.
And that's when they were at the peak of their powers. And obviously, when you have Lane Kiffin there, that makes a difference. You don't have Lane Kiffin anymore. I think I just don't. You know how they say it's hard to beat the same team in the season twice. Georgia gonna beat them twice. This ain't gonna be. This is not Alabama, Oklahoma, and this is not any other situation.
Tulane, Ole Miss.
Yeah, this is a team that you're playing a second time, and I think they will beat them a second time. I don't think it's gonna be easy, but I think they'll still beat Ole Miss because Georgia's rolling.
Okay.
They're rolling.
I'm gonna go Ole Miss, not to win the game, but to cover.
What's the line?
7. It's a touchdown. I think there's a shot that Ole Miss keeps this to a field goal, or a 6-point game, or even maybe you push and you get a straight 7-point win. But I don't necessarily see Georgia. Maybe they're a 10-point win, but I mean, even though Georgia's playing out of their mind right now, I don't necessarily see Georgia coming in there and putting up, a 3-touchdown lead on Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss is too good. They are upset. They feel like they got a lot to prove. Mm-hmm. And when they had the opportunity to put their foot down on Tulane, they did it. Now I get it. It's Tulane, but they beat them by 31 to make a statement. So I don't think they're going to waltz into this game and get rolled by the dogs. I think this is going to be a fist fight. So I think Georgia can win this game, but I'm going to go with Ole Miss to cover.
You know what? And I think with this being in New Orleans,
Yeah.
this is a split crowd because Mississippi is right there.
Yeah.
Mississippi is right there. Now, Georgia
both
fans
these
don't
teams
travel
travel.
everywhere.
Both these teams travel.
But Ole Miss ain't got to travel far.
Nope.
So is the Ole Miss? Am I did I dream it? Did he have a concussion last game, or was that 2 games?
Oh, you talking about Trinidad Chambers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
was
he
that
had
the last
something.
game?
Yeah, that was last game.
I don't remember. I didn't watch a ton of the Tulane game because they were just boat racing them, and I was like, "This is over."
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
he
the
went
other guy-
down. I don't know. I haven't
I'm-
heard anything.
I'm sticking with my pick. All right, we'll see how we do. We got a fun round here, and then when we come back, we'll reassess where we all are and pick our national championships and our semis, I should say.
Yeah.
And then see who we got. All right, big shot of the week, real quick, and then we're gonna do Christmas themed edition of Black Crime or White Crime. Big shot of the week is gonna go to the Secret Santa of Idaho. This is an unnamed person, and here's why they're getting big shot of the week. They are giving away millions of dollars in the form of gifts to families in crisis all around the state. One of the earlier gifts was a 2025 Honda minivan and $1,000 for a family that has conjoined twins, and they need like special vehicles and stuff for the wheelchairs to get in and out of. So, all gifted to them from an anonymous donor. Another gift was delivered to a new mom who lost her house in a freak accident. A truck ran through a stop sign, crashed through the front of her house, busted down a wall. They were displaced for the holidays. $1,000 gift card for gas, $5,000 to houseware and home repairs, just out of nowhere. Just the Secret Santa of Idaho giving that stuff away. A teacher, Megan Maybe at Hobbs Middle School in Shelley, Idaho, had an attic fire. Their home was rendered uninhabitable for the holidays, so they've been in hotels. They were delivered cash and presents for them and the 4 adopted kids they have. So, I mean, just the Secret Santa of Idaho, whoever this person is, big shot of the week. They're going out of their way during the holidays to make right by people. A man paralyzed following a stroke got a gift. A woman who was dealing with a brain injury got a gift after a freak car accident. Like, just random gifts across the whole state, just showing up for people that need them. So, whoever this person is,
Yes.
big shot of the week. Trying to make the holidays a little better for people that are struggling in their home state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what's best about that? He don't want to be acknowledged for
Nope.
anything. He's just doing that out of goodness
Just doing
of his
it.
heart. Because a lot of people would take this opportunity to get all type of press. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
whoever you are, big shot to you.
Yes,
Absolutely.
big time. Great. All right, here we go. It is time for a holiday edition of Black Crime or White Crime. If you are new to this show, I don't know why you're just joining us on the last show of the year, but welcome. Here's how this game works. I give you a completely insane crime story. It is everybody on this show's job to just determine, was the perpetrator African American or Caucasian? And we lean into the stereotype here for fun. So that's what we do on this show. And our motto of this game is stupidity comes in all races. So this is not to point
really
any disparity toward any specific race. It's just stupidity has no color. So here we go. Story number 1. Police were called to a local hardware store after a man stole a 9-foot Christmas tree from a display, but was stifled in the parking lot because he could not fit it into his car. He instead tried to drag it by hand, only made it about 3 blocks, abandoned it, and tried to escape on foot before being caught by the police. So, was the man who stole a 9-foot Christmas tree then realized, oops, I can't fit it in my car? Black guy, white guy.
White guy.
A
All right, Ross is white
9-foot
guy.
Christmas tree?
9-foot Christmas tree.
Dang, I'm gonna go white guy.
Oh, everybody goes white guy. Everybody gets a point. Yeah, that was a white guy. That's a white guy.
It's like the SNL version where they're like, come on. Yes, that's definitely a white guy.
Yes, exactly right. They stole that game from us. I will attest to this day that they stole that bit from when we started doing it on the Shack podcast.
I bet you they did.
It is this game. It is Black Crime or White Crime. It started on the Shack podcast in 2015. So it's been with us for a good 10 years now. We've been doing this game. So and SNL's ripped it off a couple times. God bless them. All right, number 2. That's a whole other story, by the way. SNL stealing bits from people. I could do that all day. A bank robber was captured after using a Santa beard as a disguise while robbing a bank, largely because he left it behind at the crime scene with the price tag and the receipt still in it, in the bag that he was carrying. Police used the receipt to track the purchase and nailed him with security camera footage buying the beard. So dude left behind the bag and the receipt that he bought the beard in. Black guy, white guy.
White guy.
Rob, fingers crossed.
Oh Lord, you want me to answer with my head or my heart?
I want to answer from the perspective of you play to win the game, Herm Edwards.
Oh Lord, that's one of us.
Sure is.
Yeah.
that was a black guy. Yeah.
The man, the tag on the clothes and the
Just
receipt
leaving
and
it. It's
everything,
lazy,
just left
man.
it.
Come
Yeah.
on, dog. Like, what are you doing, dude?
On it.
What you trying to say?
No. And white guy or black guy, that's lazy. I don't care who's responsible.
Yeah,
That's lazy.
it's lazy, but Lord,
Lazy
that's
crime.
us.
Lazy crime. All right, number 3.
White guy. Even white guy.
Oh. All right, it's bad karma to steal baby Jesus at Christmas,
It is.
especially when it's stolen from a local neighbor's lawn who had security cameras set up to watch the manger. No charges were pressed, though, after the man returned it the next day and told police, quote, it didn't look right without him. So, guy steals a baby Jesus from a manger on somebody's lawn, puts it back the next day. Black guy, white guy.
I'm gonna go white for reasons I can't say.
No, you can say anything you want on this show.
Yeah, what's your reasoning? I might want to roll with you on this one.
Filter it down if you need to.
Black folk don't play by Jesus.
You're not. Listen, dude.
Black folk don't play. We
That's
play
a
by
fair
we
point.
don't play by Jesus.
It's a fair
Hey, don't be
point.
stealing baby Jesus out no manger now. We got a problem with that.
Now, he went and put it back, though.
Yeah, but you should
So
have
is
took
that-
it in the first place.
Okay.
See, and see for that same reason, that's why I'm going with a white guy, because black folks don't.
That's what I'm saying. What?
Okay,
Hey,
so you're
But
both going.
I thought you said black.
No, I'm gonna say
No,
white
he's
guy.
saying black
'Cause
people
white
don't play
guy.
by Jesus.
Don't play by
yeah,
Jesus.
White
Okay.
guy. Yeah.
And a valid point for both of you, and a point for both of you.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a white man.
You gonna put
That's
you
a
gonna
white
put
man.
baby Jesus back in that manger.
Well, that's just it, too. Somebody got him. Whoever it was like, you put that baby Jesus back. You put that baby Jesus back. All right, story number 4. Santa gets into a lot of houses around Christmas time, but instead this time it was a drunk man who actually broke into the wrong house because of the Christmas lights out front. He was telling police when they arrived, my house also has reindeer. And the homeowner did not press charges. The man was sent home. Broke into the wrong house because the Christmas lights looked like his. Black guy or white guy?
I'll go with black guy.
Come on.
White.
Oh, split decision. The point. Brandon Harper. That was a white man. Yeah, drunken white man.
Someone was telling me, yeah.
Well, here's the deal. If you try to get in your house and the key doesn't work, at what point do you decide I'm going to break in because this is definitely my house? Like, take a minute and reassess the situation. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm not in the right spot, but
Yeah.
you're trying to rationalize drunk behavior, so good luck to you. All right, neighbors called police after a man stole a large inflatable snowman from their lawn, but instead got stuck carrying it as he was trying to escape. He was caught after the inflatable snowman began deflating mid-escape.
That'd be some
Caught
funny
on
shit.
security camera, called the cops, and he's dragging it down the street while it's deflating. Guy who stole a giant inflatable snowman. Black guy, white guy.
White guy.
Inflatable snowman. White guy.
Okay, everybody goes white guy. That was black man. That was black man. I don't know where he was
What's
going
his
with that Santa, but
What was his
or
name? Jamal?
It didn't have his name in the story. I apologize. No, that's just part of it though. If I start giving you names, this game's gonna go straight
Yeah,
to
it
hell.
kind of,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
it will, yeah.
Kyle. Okay, well I know who that is.
Cal Kuzma?
Yeah, exactly right.
Certain names can kind of go either way, but a lot of
I
these
guess
names
that's true. Yeah,
cannot.
yeah. Usually they could sniff them out.
Hey,
All
what
right,
if they said Robert?
Oh,
We got 2 Roberts here.
right
so-
here. I'm looking at the 2 of us. Good luck to you. Roll the dice. It was a black guy. All right, story number 6. 3 to go. Police responded to an alarm at a local store after a man broke in hours after the store had closed to steal wrapping paper. According to security footage, he made off with about $15 in wrapping paper, but caused about $2,000 in damage breaking into the store. He was not caught, but his picture was released. It was a gentleman who broke into the store to steal $15 worth of wrapping paper. Black guy or white guy?
He hasn't been caught?
Has not been caught.
White
They
guy.
released. They would put his picture out.
He's white guy. He ain't been caught,
$15.
White guy.
$15 worth of wrapping paper. Yeah, Rob's going white guy.
I'm gonna go black guy.
Oh, and the point goes to Robert Horry. It was a white guy. Yeah, good job.
Hey, the key there hadn't been caught, Art.
Oh. Wow.
Hey,
My fault. My bad.
Wow.
My bad.
I had 100 jokes that I just put all to bed. I just put all my joke after joke after joke just jumped into my brain, and I put them all to bed because I'm not going to make everybody makes the same joke. Okay, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to put that to bed.
My fault.
Move on. All right, story number 7.
The same way y'all feel, the same way we feel.
I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess you're right. All right. Story number 7. After reported calls to police about his neighbor's obnoxious Christmas light display, this man decided to take matters into his own hands and decided, I'm going to cut the power to my neighbor's house because he wouldn't turn off the Christmas lights. Unfortunately, they live in a duplex, so the power line he cut to the house cut both their houses' power. He was not arrested, but he was fined for the incident. Man who cut the power to his house on accident when trying to shut off his neighbor's Christmas lights. Black guy or white guy?
Please don't be a brother. You live in an apartment complex, dude. You don't
What do you
think y'all
think's
got the
gonna
same
happen?
fucking power?
Cut the power.
It's a black guy.
All right, Robert.
I'm gonna go white guy just so
Just
I don't
because?
say my own people.
All right, well, sorry, Rob. Yeah, it's a black guy.
Because
Yeah.
I can really
I
see.
can see it.
Sometimes with
And
sometimes
it
with
probably
our
happened in Atlanta
frustration,
too.
sometimes with our frustration, we don't know that in trying to inflict damage to you, we end up inflicting damage to ourselves. Now both of y'all ain't got no power.
I accidentally cut my own power. Oops. All right, last story. Let's see here. This thief decided to use Facebook Marketplace to sell items he had stolen from someone's home only hours earlier. How do you catch him? By just putting random items on Facebook Marketplace? He was identified because he was posting photos that were taken inside the victim's living room before the stuff was stolen. So he's taking pictures of it, he steals it, and then he puts those pictures up on Facebook Marketplace, and that's how they caught him. Black guy or white guy?
Oh my God, I think that's black.
Please don't be a black guy. White guy.
I think it's black.
Rob gets a Christmas miracle. It was a white guy. There you
Yes.
go.
That's true. Okay, cool.
Right off into the sunset, Robert.
That's fine.
That
and
is
all.
it.
But boy, does that all black. I'm imagining it now. Oh boy, this is a nice house. Let me go ahead and see how it looks with the rest of the decor. And if you throw that picture and put it up, not knowing that, bro, you in somebody else's house.
Yeah.
You stealing shit from somebody. That's
Well, the pictures from inside their house. Like, oh, yeah, I know that living room. That's my living room. This is the dude who stole my stuff.
yeah.
Let's go pick his ass up.
I don't give a shit.
No, I do, actually. Yeah. All right, that's a holiday edition of Black Crime or White Crime. All right, that's it for the week for us. There's not going to be a bonus show on Friday because it's the day after Christmas. And like I said, we're taking next week off, so we will be back with everybody after the first of the year. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All that stuff, man. Whatever you celebrate, enjoy it.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys very much for
More
rolling with our show.
importantly,
for
though,
a
more
long time.
importantly, be safe and be kind to one another because that's
Yes.
so important around the holiday because there's a lot of rushing and a lot of panicking because we hadn't gotten gifts. But still respect one another and love one another.
There you
Love
go.
that. All right. See you guys later. Merry Christmas,
All right.
everybody.